All right, what is up, guys? So today's going to be a little bit different of a stream. Had a couple questions lately, and hopefully you guys can hear me all right, because I've got to kind of move my mic around to a different position and shit when I drive, and it's always a pain in the dick setting up all the audio levels and everything. And I can't really see the audio levels because I'm in my VR headset. But I've had a couple questions lately as far as how do I get my car set up and what type of practice and shit do I do as far as races. So that's what today's stream is going to be. It's probably not going to be super long, but basically I want to run you guys through kind of what we do in preparation for a race. Usually myself and Bobby, who I race with pretty much every single race, the two of us will go in a day or even up to a week ahead of time and start practicing for a race, getting a setup built, and getting ourselves comfortable with the car track combination. And as I said in the stream Sunday, yesterday at the GT3s at Laguna, usually Bobby kind of builds the setup based upon how the car is feeling for me and stuff. Like I'll do setup changes and shit as well, and then he'll suggest, well, if it's, you know, if you feel like it's doing this, then make this change and see how it feels. So we work together a lot to come up with a setup that's comfortable for both of us, and then, you know, we each make our own little changes for our personal driving style. So that's what I want to show you guys today is, you know, what we do to get to that point where we're at least somewhat comfortable in the car. So let me go ahead and unmute TeamSpeak so we can hear the man, the myth, the legend, Bobby Pennington, who is also in VR today. So I'll go ahead and turn up my sound levels in game right now. And get myself unmuted.
out of that one, and there was still like plenty.
And we also have
left
Joel
to
in
me
here,
to
Joel
keep on,
Koosman,
like,
who
full
is
throttle,
one of the
so I
guys that
didn't
races
need to
with us a
slow
lot.
down, and on the outside, 3
And he
guys
is
into the
incredibly
neck
fast a lot of the times.
from the inside and overtook 3 guys into one fucking corner.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
But man, that's what it's about, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It was, yeah, like I said, it felt
All right,
completely
so
like driving with AI
right now,
the first 20 minutes.
let me check and make sure.
It was kind of
Now,
fun, though.
I actually already have
Overtaking,
a
like
setup
I said,
for
like
this
maybe
track
30
because
overtakes.
we've raced here before.
Because I gained 21
But I'm just going to
positions,
work on the
plus
stock
I
setup
lost, like,
and make changes from the
7
stock setup.
positions in first lap after
And then,
like, the
you know,
incident,
see if I can get it
built
feeling as
back.
comfortable as my normal
I had a
setup that I
really good
use here.
race. Like, it was a shame that the PC started to bug me. Like,
And I believe
messing things up in the qualifying.
my best lap around here in race trim is like a 148.6, I believe. I'm not positive.
But the cars are really nice, and it's a really, really good car.
All right, we're now live. Bobby, say hello to all your adoring fans.
Hello, guys. How you doing, man? Hope you have fun watching us make a fool of ourselves trying to set a car up.
Yeah. Well, see, I was just telling the guys in the stream, I actually already have a setup for this track because we've raced here before, as I'm sure you remember. But what I want to do is just start with the baseline setup and, you know, show these guys what we do as far as, you know, taking the base setup, getting a setup that's comfortable for both of us, and then what, like, little tweaks we do for our personal driving styles to kind of suit it for us based off of the setup that both of us are using, you know.
Yeah, and I've got one for this track as well. But yeah, I reset everything to default. But we've got to figure out, the first thing we got to do, we'll just go out and drive it. Make sure, you know, for me, I always have to check my brake bias. So I've got that set, but other than that, I'm not touching anything.
Well, usually the first thing I'll do is, you know, if I'm coming into a fresh car, you know, no setup, no nothing, is I'll hop in, and before I even leave the pit, I'll look over at Pro Tires and look at my pressures. You know, because we have the tire warmers on, and I know, all right, right now Pro Tires is telling me I'm basically 1.5 pounds low all the way around. But I know these tires are going to get colder going around the track, but this being a clockwise circuit, I know the left tires are going to be warmer than the right, so I'm going to need more pressure on the right side than the left, especially here, because we know this place is pretty abrasive on tires.
Correct. And that's, you know, Pro Tires is telling me the same thing. We're 1.4 PSI below optimum, so let's go out here and ring it out for a few laps and shake it down and see what happens. You ready?
Let's do it. And these cars don't have a clutch, so it's just kind of a neutral drop to take off with these GT4s. And again, hopefully you guys can hear me alright over the car, because I can't really see the sound levels in my headset. Yeah, it definitely feels like the brake bias needs to come back.
You know, you do wear that kamikaze headdress every time we
Yeah.
drive.
And one thing I noticed with that car, like, if you make the rear end a bit softer and mess with the anti-roll bar, and if you get the anti-roll bar with the softness of the rear, like, perfect, you can go really far back with the, like, the brake bias. You can go really near 60. I think I've run once before, like 60 brake bias on Imola, I think.
And this, can we adjust the gears on this thing? I can't remember.
We cannot. But just so the guys know, okay, so that's our friend Joel that's from Finland. Don't listen to anything he says, because the
Yeah.
Finns can drive any car completely out of control, bent out of shape.
In fact,
you put your
I
brake
think they
bias at 6%, you die.
I think they prefer to drive cars out of control.
Oh, I know he does. Don't you, Joel?
He was like, "Yeah, I'm not commenting."
You need to come in, Joel. That's why we're here. But no, Joel can run a very aggressive brake bias because he's got such good car control. Half the time he passes me, he's in a drift.
Now, is it feeling? It feels kind of. It feels like it's pushing quite a bit in low speed.
Oh, it does. And it's real bad through here.
Yeah, I just had the SN try and step out on me a little bit, downshifting a little too early. And I guess we could explain why that happens. Like, when you downshift a car too early, it drops you into a lower gear and it'll lock up the rear end because it's going into that lower gear ratio. And going into that lower gear ratio, when the tires are at when the rear end is spinning at such a high speed, it'll actually lock the rear tires up, and locking the rear tires up will make the SN try and rotate around on you, which is very not good.
In some cases, it can turn the car around like just perfect. So you can actually make it like you can manipulate it like to where it's helping you actually.
Yeah, and
If
that's
you time it correctly.
yeah, and that's where having that rearward brake bias will help a lot of times, is in those like low speed hairpins. If you have your brakes really far back, it'll oftentimes help you rotate the car around for those hairpins.
And guys, we call that compression lock. So what happens is, especially if you have a big V8, you have a lot of compression there. So when you're gearing down, not giving it any gas, there's so much pressure in the cylinders, and like Jeremy said with the gearing, and Joel was talking about, it'll want to step out on you because you're getting resistance through the entire drivetrain and the engine. So it's engine braking is what it is.
Yeah, and that's also where your diff coast comes into play, because believe it or not, most race cars outside of, like, you know, the Australian V8 supercars don't have a full locked differential. They have a partially open differential where you can change the percentage of the coast, and the higher the coast essentially is the less amount of lock on the differential, very simply put. So if your differential is locking up under coast, under no throttle, and it's trying to bring the rear end around, if you increase your coast, it'll stop that from happening. Alternatively, if your car isn't rotating enough, if it feels like you're not getting enough rotation around and enough drive in the corner, then you lower that differential coast and it locks your differential to get both your tires spinning.
Right. All right, Jeremy, right now I'm looking at -1, looks like -2 on the front right, or right around there, -2 on the rear left, and -3 on the rear right.
Yeah,
1, 2, 2, and 3.
I'm actually seeing 3 on both the
Three on the
rights.
front right?
Yeah, 3 on the rights, and basically 1 on the front left and 2 on the rear left.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm thinking a pound in the front left, 2 in the rear left, and then 3 on the rights.
Okay.
Completely forgotten how slow this GT86 is.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
fun.
but it's a lot of fun.
You doing that race on Wednesday, Joel?
I will.
Yeah, I would like to, but I got my podcast and stuff to do, so I won't be able to. And again, hopefully you guys in chat can fucking hear me all right. Please, someone speak up if you can't hear me.
None.
Or even speak up if you can fucking hear me. I don't give a shit.
All right, let's go in the suicide pits. This is a tough one.
Alright, so I guess I should just take myself off a push to talk so you can actually hear like what I'm saying on the stream at the same time. But what we're gonna do now, so now we've ran a couple laps and we're gonna look and see, you know, where we can get our tire pressures to. Now we know we're 3 pounds short on the right, 1 in the front left, and 2 in the back right. So we want to get our tire pressures to optimal. So we can't get our tires to optimal temperature because Kuno says fuck you with your tire models. So we at least want to get optimal pressure if we can't have optimal temperature. So that's what we're going to do now.
Okay, are you going with 2 on the right or 3?
I'm going to go ahead and throw it straight to 3 and see what it does, because that's what it was telling me it was at. So we'll put 20 on the rights, 18 on front left, 19 on the back left.
All right, the only difference is going to be I'm going to leave the front rights at 19 while you're running 20. That way we kill 2 birds with 1 stone to figure out which one's going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I got 18 and 19. I think that's going to be perfect on the left.
I'm going to go ahead and change my brake bias now because I know I need to.
Well, and look, we need to find out. So if we get around this joint, we probably need about, I don't know, I'm thinking 18 laps of fuel. I'm going to go ahead and get my fuel in. Put 42 liters in. That gives me 20.5 laps.
I need 45 to get 20. Why are you always so much better on fuel than me?
Because I'm not as fast as you, sweetheart.
It's faster than me, what we were just doing. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention to the times.
No, we were talking and hanging out with Joel. If we can get him in here, that'll be fun. Once he gets done with the 86, he can come in and drift in front of us. All right, so practice is over. Let's look at our times.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. I almost choked to death on my coffee.
See, the Birdman is running 48.2s. So we've got
oh, I just about died. I tried choking to death on my coffee. I love it so much I tried to breathe it.
oh. Every time it sends me back to the pits and does this, I'm in your car. You know, I like you. I like you a lot. I don't like you enough to have to get in your freaking car every time and then jump in mine.
Oh, yes, you do.
Has that
Oh,
ever
holy
happened
hell.
to you with VR?
Nope.
I'm getting all kinds of weird stuff with this.
Do you have your sensors, like, set up properly? Or are they, like, decently spaced out and shit?
Yeah, I mean, everything's working. Everything seems to be working just fine.
Well,
Hang on. Let me send Alan a message here in chat. I'll take my hood off for a minute. Or no, I don't have to because I've got my keyboard in my lap now. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, so with the stock setup, I ran a 151.3, you ran a 150.5. I know my fastest around here in race trim is a 148.6 146, I think, or maybe it was a 147.6, something like that. I can't remember. So the base setup quite a ways off from the setup I already have kind of sitting in my back pocket.
Would you say your time was?
Currently it's a one.
Yet?
I think it's a 148.6 or maybe it's a 147.6. I can't remember for sure.
All right.
A second is a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Hey, Chance. We're just doing a little test and tune for a race tomorrow. Just kind of walking guys through how we build our setup and put in our practice and stuff like that in preparation for a race, because we're going to be racing these cars here tomorrow evening. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, putting in a little practice. Me and Bobby are figuring out our setups for tomorrow.
So, let me put my keyboard back up here. I tell you what, I'm telling you, this VR stuff is just, man, it's the cat's meow, it's the bomb, it's...
Oh, come on, you're old enough. You're old enough for bee's knees. Go ahead and say it.
No, I ain't gonna say that. It's off the hook, dog. It is off the freaking hook.
Yeah, it's, I fucking told you, you tried it. You would love it.
Oh, and I'm telling you, when we get in those 98Ts, the Formula One cars, oh, they're glorious.
It's good in any goddamn car.
Huh?
I said it's good in any car.
Oh, yeah, but those, I mean, it's just so cool.
Alright, so we got our pressures figured out, and you said you're running a pound lighter on the rights, correct?
Yeah, and I mean, between the two of us, like I say, that'll just make our work quicker.
Oh, that's why this thing is so goddamn dog slow out of the corners. I need to turn the traction control up or down or however you want to look at it. Brakes feel much better back at 66.
Buenas noches.
Ah, shit.
It is our local Mexican Englishman.
How y'all doing?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
Oh, tip top, mate, tip top.
Alright, so I turned the traction control, I guess, down a little bit. Traction control is kind of weird. The higher the number, the less traction control you have. So I'm about midway on the traction control now.
You're racing this tomorrow night?
I've got my name down already. The other day I put it in.
Okay, I thought you did. I couldn't remember. I've been handling like 4 different threads, so I don't know who's doing what.
I've got to give this a go. I just smashed that convict.
So I think right now,
yeah,
it's going to be a matter of figuring out gearing and what gears to take which turns in.
It is awesome.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. And in a Formula One car, I mean, it really makes you feel like you're really racing a car. I mean, it's good in any car, but with an open wheeler, the way the cockpit is, oh, you just feel like a deadgum jet jockey.
Alright, so we can definitely brake later coming into turn 1 there. Alright, second feels better through the second hairpin there.
It makes that much of a difference.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I told you, man, it completely changes the game for you. Might need to go down to second there. Are you taking that right-hander there in second?
I'm going down to second for the
Third.
launch. I'm going into it in third.
Right.
I keep it said all the way around.
I think brakes might be a little too far back. Let's try 67, see what that does.
You guys jump in here when you're done. This is going to be fun with the 4 of us.
I will. This shouldn't take too long because there ain't any suspension settings or anything like that. I just has to take like find out which camber settings are the fastest.
And then we'll do, you know, when we get done here, if Jeremy will still be willing to stream, if he's got time, we'll go over and jump in those Lotus 98Ts at Brands Hatch. You will be in love.
Alright, so we're doing a little bit better here. Now that I'm actually kind of paying attention. Yeah, I think third works out of there. Yeah, second's a little too short for there. Little late on the brakes.
Have we picked up any pace?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
That didn't help. I have completely botched this lap up.
Yeah, completely fucked up the second hairpin there. Alright, it's not feeling too bad. My entry into that fucking chicane, or whatever you want to call that complex, just sucks.
Does mine seem okay?
Oh yeah, you're going through it a lot better than I am. I just can't really get my braking point and downshift points figured out.
Alright, so now I'm still down a pound on the front, rear left. So I probably need to go in and change that. I think the right needs to be changed too. I think I need to add a pound to both rights. What, are you happy with it at 20?
Yeah, it's perfect. Lefts are also good, with the exception of when, you know, we get out of the big downhill right-hander up here. The pressure goes up a little bit, but it evens back out.
Yeah. All right, so with the default setup yesterday, because we were just goofing off, with the default setup, I was running 50s. Because I was on the flat screen instead of this VR crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's making a big difference.
All right, that was.
All right, I'm gonna pit this time.
Yeah, I was a lot better into that last complex there that time. I made up like 5/10.
Yeah. Finish it out if you're up.
Well, I'm not actually, because that 5/10 that I made up was shit that I messed up earlier. Whew, that was a gnarly fucking pit entrance.
You're not kidding.
God damn, I was up your ass so far, they should name me a goddamn honorary proctologist.
You owe Tiffany a little money.
Alright, so pressures are definitely looking good. My brakes are feeling alright. What have you got your traction control at?
I was running it at 11.
At 11? Okay.
Let me, you know, it's either on or off, but then within there you have those 11 increments, and
Yeah.
explain to the guys how a set of Corsa works with the numbers and traction control.
I did. And that's kind of the downside of this one, you know, when you turn traction control on with it, is that it's only on or off, and then you have to have a button mapped to, you know, go incrementally. And you have to do that every time. Like when, you know, you go to start the race, you got to real quickly hit your button and start turning your traction control up or down, depending upon where you want it. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. And I've also noticed that when you're in the setup page, when you change your brake bias, it goes, you know, in increments of 1, but if you do it with a button, like I have a button mapped to my wheel, it goes in increments of half. So you can do, you know, 65.5% brake bias. As where you can't do that in the normal setup thing. So you have to have a button mapped to be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay, and another thing we need to, Alan, you and Jeremy both need to know, I think I've got this server set that we have to do 25 laps to get the grip up. So that means, you know, with 3 of us, we have to do 8 laps.
Oh, okay.
To get the grip to come up 1%. So we're still running at minimal grip. Let's see, what is the grip right now? It might have hit 100. No, it's at 99.
Oh, I think, because I'm still getting, you know, a lot of understeer, especially in turn 1 and, would it be turn 3, the other hairpin. I think, well, do you think if we drop the toe on it, that'll help out with that? If we drop the toe on the front, because it's currently at 8.
You talking about you're getting what going into the corner?
A lot of understeer going into turn 1 and turn 3, the 2 hairpins.
Well, let's see here. So it's at 8. So if we go down to the left, I'm sorry, if we go from 8 to 9, it's going to give you better turn in.
Also,
with the toe?
Yeah, with the toe, if you have more negative toe, the real value, you have to look with the toes, you have to look at the real value. And if you have more negative toe, means more quick turning, but you will start suffering in mid-turn grip. And so in long corners, in long tracks with long corners, you kind of want to give it, like, have a really neutral toe angle.
Yeah. So
You really have to find a balance through all of that.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to go? We can take, because I know what you mean, because turning in, I'm fine. But mid-corner, you do lose a little bit. So now we can go to the left. I can go to the left one click and make it at 7. You could go and make it at 6.
Yeah. So if you if the car turns in fine, but you like understeer through mid corner, you can like decrease the tow and it helps out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You want to
So
go
I'll
to
drop
6?
it. Yeah, I'll drop it down to 6.
Let me see where 5 puts us. 5 might put us dead nuts. All right, 5 gives me, it flickers between negative 0.01 and 0, but the right side says it's at 0.01, so I think that's too much. I'll try 7, you try 6, and the cambers seem to be fine.
Yeah.
The rear toe seems to be fine. You know, we only want to change one thing at a time and go feel it out.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go out here and spin a couple, see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, it's already feeling better in turn 1. Yeah, a lot less push through the hairpins.
I guess maybe the file name for the setup can be if I upload it like the lap time.
Yeah, you don't want to put a lap time in there.
Alright.
You can tell them if you think it's fairly quick.
I think that's fair.
Oh, okay.
And like, because there's no,
I don't know, fucking...
things that I can
Turn
change
1's like
is
right in
garbage,
between second and third gear.
traction control and alignment. There's
I wish I
not
could
much
adjust the
change.
gears for this thing.
Right. Joel, I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
You would be shocked, though, how many people, you know, they're new to racing. I mean, they just don't know anything to change to make a difference in the car. And, you know, and that's what we're trying to do here, is trying to, you know, help people, you know, save them all the work that we've put in over the years.
Well, I haven't really put in work over years. I just say, hey, Bobby, tell me what to do.
Yeah, that's why I'm finding out I'm better at being a race engineer maybe than I am a driver.
I was telling the guys yesterday in the stream, you know, with the McLarens and stuff. I was like, I didn't build this setup. Bobby built the setup. You know, I just drive it.
You drive the wheels off of it. I love it when you do it.
Hey, Maverick, I am doing well, bud. How about yourself?
especially with all those sharks, man. Because they are some quick guys.
I mean, obviously, like, it was nice yesterday to get a second place, but the best part about it was that I never fucked up. I never went off the track.
Didn't Jeremy do Jeremy things?
No,
He did
not
not.
once.
That's
Jeremy,
good. That's good.
Jeremy was
because
acting like Tarek.
Well,
you're
yeah,
always being fast, Jeremy, but you're always have those.
Yeah, I was
signature mistakes.
I was like Tarek, except Tarek was about 30 fucking seconds ahead of me.
He was on it yesterday. He was on a mission.
What
Because,
did
you
you
know,
say?
because of where he got beat last week.
TCC today out Suzuka.
I was running that.
There's some fast guys on that.
Yeah, it was. I kinda, my PC decided I shouldn't qualify and it kicked me out of the server 3 times. And then the PC decided to blue screen. So I only got a really bad 1 lap in. So I started out 35th. And ended up 14th, so again, 21 places.
Yeah, I kind of got excited there with the loud pedal.
Trying to be like me?
Yeah, I don't know, you know, I guess we went too many laps without one of us crashing and dying.
Yeah.
So, it's a shame it wasn't in my car. You could see all the brown all over the car.
Alright, let's see if I can actually concentrate, put in a lap here.
And the 2 guys that we have with us today, Alan and Joel,
God damn it.
are part of the hooligan clan.
I keep forgetting to turn my goddamn traction control up.
Yeah,
Or down, whatever.
It's going to cost you if you don't.
It already did.
You know, because I think...
Why there isn't, when I, on the race department, like the thread, when I upload the file, like open, it says like I've chosen the file, and if I do anything, it just disappears.
Alright, so we're gonna have to
when you have
basically
upload
try this
file,
again with fucking
Yeah.
traction control turned back down,
when you
because
post it should show up.
fucking Assetto Corsa be Assetto Corsa.
So I have it saying like GT86.
You know, you can see how much better the drive is out of the corner with that traction control turned down. You just, you know, you gotta...
like the
Traction control is great
file explorer.
when it's really needed, but,
No, whenever
you know,
choose
when you
to
get to a
upload
point
file,
where you can kind of modulate what the car is doing and
should
modulate
be able to
your
choose
traction
that.
with your right
It'll say
foot,
open, and then
you can
go
turn
to
it
the
down
computer
more and
exam.
more, and you'll
Yeah,
find
run that
yourself being
file.
faster, you know, because that traction control's not stepping in and taking power away from you.
Yeah, yeah,
Press
hit
open.
open. And it will be at the bottom of your post.
Yeah, no. That
What do you think of the car? I love this car. I love the Maserati GT4. This is, in my opinion, this is one of the best sounding cars in all of Assetto Corsa.
And hit post.
And,
See what happens, 'cause we can always go
and in
back
real
and
life,
edit.
it's an amazing sounding car. That V8 is just, it's like primal. It's one of the best sounding,
Yes,
hands
sir.
down.
What's the deal with Michael?
Alan,
Yeah, is
yes,
he
I guess
dead or
he
something?
just completely dropped out. You know,
Okay.
Did you get it, Joel?
Yeah, I've uploaded to the thread 7 times.
Let's
And
go
it's
ahead and
not there.
crank it up to 11.
It is there 7 times.
Okay. So now,
I'll edit the post myself.
okay.
It's doing bright red. Doing that thing, so.
There we go.
Anyway, Alan, I don't know, you know.
When in doubt,
I send
drift
a
it.
lot of the guys that race with us messages, you know, because I enjoy, you know, hanging out with them. But after a while, you have to quit chasing, you know.
I know it does a lot of SRS on there, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know how I am. You know, I mean, I love racing, yes, but I love hanging out with you guys more than I do anything. So, you know,
Yeah, I was really poor into there. I didn't slow it down enough.
yeah.
This is feeling a little better, Bobby, but I think we can take more toe out of it.
Well, I don't know if I improved my time any at all. But I didn't have any trouble running it I've got mine at 7, you've got yours at 6. And now we can both go to 5 and see what happens. Well, you might be able to. My game has decided to go wonky on me and I can't adjust anything. What is going on with this thing? Okay. Because that's all we're doing. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, that was shitty through the final corner there, but I was up a 10th, so that taking some of that toe out of it did help. Yeah, I'm using a steering wheel, full steering wheel and pedals.
Jeremy, here's what sucks is because we're on this server here, we're going to have to bump it through and we're going to lose all the grip we've built up.
We don't have to bump it through.
Well, during the race, anytime you come in,
Yeah, you lose your... You can't
get
do
that-
anything
get that
for...
penalty.
Yeah, but it's only like 20, 30 seconds.
Okay. All right, so I changed the toe up front to 5.
Alright. I'm gonna drop it to... You go to 5, I'll go to 4, and see what happens.
All right. And...
Because I
we've only
did
got...
improve my time, and I was actually another 10th up on my fastest, so... and I threw it away in the final corner. So right now we're looking at like a 147.4 is
Okay.
my best theoretical.
All right, ready to go out?
You use them?
Because we've only got like a minute and a half.
Good evening.
Oh, no.
Oh god, now we got the ambassador. We got a whole fucking hooligan crew in here.
Battlefield.
Tariq, I would invite you to come with us, but I'm currently the fastest person in here, so go fuck off somewhere.
That's gonna change on
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. All right, Jeremy, we're going to go
But
to
why
that private
can't I
server we
change?
were talking about.
Why I only see 3 servers, RaceDepartment servers, which are all in Laguna Seca.
They're what? Laguna Seca?
Oh, never mind.
You need to refresh.
Yeah, because I forgot that it doesn't refresh on Content Manager automatically. At least for me, it doesn't.
hey, I remembered to turn my traction control down this time.
And I haven't.
Turn it down then. It's only 0 on one, isn't
guys aren't showing any love for the Porsche. I mean, 3 Maseratis on the server, and there's like, what, 8 Porsches, you know?
There should be 9.
Porsche.
Porsche, sorry, put up the shot there.
Tariq, just so you know, I'm streaming. Me and Bobby decided to just hop in here and kind of take guys through how we come up with a setup and, you know, what we do as far as practice and stuff.
Oh, right, open, cool.
Right, guys, I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, I'll see
Star, I have been, I guess,
Enjoy.
technically sim racing since April. You know, I've always loved racing games and, you know, grew up playing racing games. But as far as like actual sim racing with a steering wheel and everything like that, since April.
You're never rubbish.
Need to get some practice in.
Okay.
Another swig of
All right,
coffee.
so we didn't get anything accomplished there with that 1 minute. I didn't.
I don't know. I got a pretty good look at your ass the entire time.
Yeah, well,
I would consider
That's
that
not-
an
that's-
accomplishment.
that's not much. If it was J-Lo, I could understand. But, you know,
I don't know, sir. I think you underestimate the beauty of that Maserati.
yeah, but we got to come up with a better name for it. Because, I mean, J-Lo is taken. Hell's Minion is taken.
Yeah.
The Orphan is taken. The Godfather is taken.
Well, see, this thing is kind of like, at least in my mind, it's almost like the miniature Corvette, just because of the way it sounds and even the way it kind of reacts and shit. So, like, I would say, you know, if the Corvette is Hell's Minion, this is kind of like the Hound of Hell. This is like the little brother of Hell's Minion.
Or Satan's Spawn.
Yeah. And I had somebody ask in chat when we talk about tow, what is it we're talking about on the car? Who wants to fucking answer that one?
We don't. It's if you're familiar with athlete's foot, it's something to do with that. We think we don't know.
Yeah.
No, when you get your car lined up, they adjust the toe so the tires are pointing straight down the road or slightly in towards one another. If they don't do that, then the car wants to wander. So in racing, if it's towed out, which is a negative tow, you get a little bit better turn in, but you lose mid-corner. You lose mid-corner turning. So that's what we were doing.
I didn't hit the key in time, so I'm sitting here in the pit. Look pretty consistent. I thought you had years of experience.
A little bit.
It's just I'm for some reason really good around Zandvoort. There's a small handful of tracks that, for whatever reason, I click with them.
Sorry.
And those being Zandvoort, Brands Hatch, Laguna Seca, and Spa.
I'm gonna go back to
For
the pits with Jeremy,
whatever
so we can come
reason,
out.
those
If y'all
4
want to come out
tracks,
to the
I
pits,
just
3-second penalty.
I click with those for some reason.
I mean, it is. It's,
I'll actually hop on as well because you guys have to give me tire pressures.
Man, you think we're giving handouts? This ain't no goddamn soup kitchen.
They say hire a fan to win, so figure it out for yourself.
You're gonna have to go back and watch my stream, damn it.
There you go. Get some more hits.
Yeah.
Now, 20 on the right hand side, Joel,
Yeah.
and 18 on the front left, 19 on the rear left.
All right. Thanks.
So is everybody in the pits?
Yeah, I'm sitting here enjoying my cigarette.
What about the other two?
I'm in the pits.
Yeah.
Is everybody's penalty off?
Nope.
Yes.
Jeremy, when you get done with your cigarette, we'll go out and play.
Well, where do you have your brake pressure sitting at right now, Bobby? Our brake balance.
See, I can't run what you guys run. I run mine at 69. because if I put it at 68, 67 on some tracks, because of how I brake, I wind up making the car step out, and I don't trust a car that steps out on me. So I can push faster with my brake bias a little bit towards the front.
Right.
Look. Look.
Oh, don't you dare try and take my title.
Look, the Keebler Elf is out there doing donuts.
Whoa.
Oh,
God damn it, I was just trying to do donuts, you sons of bitches. Alright, I guess we're going.
We're going.
I have not spent much time on Suzuka at all. I know Suzuka somewhat, but I've never spent any time racing it. But it is a track that has very good flow. And that's the reason I like the tracks that I enjoy, because they have very good flow, and that's why I hate tracks like Silverstone and Sebring, because they're just flat and fucking boring as hell. Probably shouldn't be smoking my cigarette while I'm doing this, but oh well. Whew. Who's in the Porsche? Is that Tariq?
It is.
I don't need to ask which one is Joel. Spends more time sideways than he does going straight.
Yeah. Alright, let me put my cigarette out here. I love drifting it out of that hairpin there.
It is fun to watch from back here.
Alright, Tariq, let's go catch him. I put my cigarette out.
I thought we were.
I'm not really a fan of open wheelers, just because I'm not a huge downforce guy. I like tin tops. I like mechanical grip. But the weird thing is I also don't like classic cars that are purely mechanical grip. So I like some downforce. I just don't like cars where you have to have downforce to really be able to do anything. So, you know, GT cars are kind of where it's at for me. Held it.
Yeah, that was one hell of a drift there. Well caught.
There we go. There we go.
Please tell me I got you all the way around. I did.
My back end is too soft for this.
That was a good one, though.
I had too much grip on the back end.
There went
Too
a Red
much
Bull.
grip on the back end as he loops the thing around.
Yeah.
Only a Finn would say that.
Exactly.
I could genuinely see Hakkinen, you know, sliding sideways at 1 billion miles an hour saying, yeah, it's got too much grip.
Yeah. There went that compression like we were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the toe is a little too far in the negative now, because now I'm not getting as good a braking out of it.
No, we went to the positive. I went to 5. What did you do?
Or yeah, we did go to the positive, didn't we? Well then, I don't know what the hell the issue is. Maybe I just hit the brakes a little too late. Probably did. Because I'm an idiot.
Just helping you out.
Are you going to go in the pits and change something?
I don't know. I mean, this feels alright. It's just I've made some silly mistakes. I want to kind of see what my time is here, because I haven't been paying attention.
Okay.
Hey, Smith.
Well, then I'll start trying to push.
Yeah, that's the next thing I think we'll need to change is the ride height. Because I know this thing sits super high in the back.
Sorry.
Did you save it? Goddamn, I can't believe that didn't spin me all the way around.
Thank you, cheater.
I missed my braking point, so I figured I may as well go straight.
Well, I was putting in a decent lap until some crazy Finnish guy started abusing me.
Yeah. Enjoy it, because I get it all the time from you guys.
It's alright, I'll just shove him off the track.
I'm gonna be on a street corner tonight prostituting myself to get one of these.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long, cold night because I will not get any cake.
Oh, you're running VR, Bobby, are you?
Yeah, and what was giving me a headache, Tara, was the straps were too tight.
Oh,
You know, just a simple
That's good.
fix.
yeah.
I really don't want to get used to it though because it's making a difference in my speed.
Yeah, because you can look into the corner so much more now. So.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it is, I'd love to get you hooked up with some pedals and one of these headsets, you and Joel both. Because it is, you know, Jeremy told me it was a game changer. And I've got to agree with him. You know, because we're running the default setup except for our tire pressures, brake bias, and I think our front toe.
Yeah.
And you know, yesterday I was only able to get in the 46s when we got through setting the car up.
Yeah.
And today it's
Held
not.
it.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, what are you getting
You
now,
didn't
Bobby?
make it any easier.
I think my fastest time is, I don't know, I'll pull over here and look.
No, it's
Come on,
okay.
Tariq. You know that looked good.
46.5 maybe.
I
All
tried
right.
to pull off a reverse entry, but it didn't work out.
No, this is just us testing and tuning, trying to get our setups and everything figured out.
I'm not hearing any sound out of the Porsche.
So
No, seriously, I'm not hearing any
I'm gonna
sound
go
at
back
all.
and turn that up to 5. So Bobby, is that feeling good at 5, the toe?
It seems to be.
Is that getting your lap better?
Well, I mean,
Well, yeah,
you
it definitely
know,
is, because you ran a 146.5.
Is that top of the time sheets?
You use them? Or no, sorry, it's not. Joel's got you beat by 2/10.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten into the 46s yet. I guess I should probably pay attention and actually try and put in a lap.
No, between Joel drifting and Tarek,
My brake balance.
it's hard to really want to do anything but watch.
Far back, like.
All right, so we've got 14 minutes left. If you had to change something on the car, what would you want to change?
Ride height.
I'm on 4 and 30, and it feels. Is it the default actually?
No, 4 and 15's default.
4 and 13.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
13, not 30. I thought you said 30, and I was going to say, what are you doing, four-wheeling?
Nah, some of the guys
What's
do.
the
Like, I
default,
know
like,
Joel and Tariq,
suspension
those guys
station?
get into the Motec and
It's
stuff and kind of
137 up
and look at
front
their
on the wheel
telemetry and
rate,
everything. I just do it
122
all
in
by
the back.
feel, honestly. Like, I don't take it that seriously.
It's so stiff.
Yeah,
so that would be
I'm
the thing for me.
I'm 107 all around.
Yeah, it needs to be, definitely needs to be softened up, and the ass end needs to come down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm 107 all around and 3 and 4 on the ARBs.
The roll isn't feeling too bad. It could be stiffened up a little bit, yeah.
But it kind of changes like the ARB, how it feels after you soften the suspension up. So
Right. One of the guys is asking, would the ride height change how the car handles on the track?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So what we'll do first is we're just going to do the old California thing, you know, the low rider lifestyle. And let's slam it for them and go out there and show them how when you don't have any suspension travel, you get. So I'll take the ride height in the front down to 1, and I'll do the same thing in the back. Now it's going to change the rake angle, which is vital to the way a car handles. Cars are designed around that rake angle.
I'm not going to go that crazy. I'll take it to 2 in the front and 4 in the rear.
All right, I'm going 1. I got to go 1 and 3. I'm trying to get the car to run.
Yeah, as I smack my microphone. Sorry, guys.
A certain way. Okay, so you want to go out and try this, and what's going to happen, guys, we'll probably go out here and start bottoming out. And when we do, we'll probably lose control.
You know,
Jeremy
I
will
actually...
die.
What race was it when we were racing here? I had the car slammed down on the ground, and, oh, it was the,
235s.
No, I did it in the DTMs. I slammed the Mercedes down to the... Or not the Mercedes, but the Alpha down to the ground here. And
Yeah.
I could actually hear the body hitting the ground pretty much every turn, but it was
Look,
fast
those
as
guys are
fuck.
leading.
Goddamn traction control.
are you running traction control with this car?
Well, I gotta turn it down, like, I run it up high, but it automatically defaults to fucking, to 1. Not if you have it up high, it doesn't.
It totally kills the car if you have traction control on. And because of the drifts are so easy to control with this thing, it's so fun to drive with that traction control. Yes.
Ah.
There's places it feels like it's running out of travel.
It doesn't feel too bad. Thinking I should drop down to 3rd there for that sweeping right-hander.
Okay. Okay. Did you go off, Joel?
Yes.
All right, we'll wait.
Are you-
Kind of slow.
Are you guys running that that sweeping right-hander in 3rd or 4th?
Well, 4th in the finish.
I'm at 3rd, I think.
Yeah, I think I need to drop it down to
Jeremy, I enter
3rd.
in 4th and go down to 3rd sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Fourth is just a little too, doesn't have enough punch on the exit.
All right, Dracula's about to rejoin. All right,
I'm
go.
here.
Go, go, go. Why do I always have Tarek on my butt? It's not fair.
Whoops, missed my braking point a little bit. Welcome back, Maverick. Well, I've just completely fucked this lap.
It's all right, I went to third there before I was ready to because I can't hear anything but just the screaming wail of your car.
Sorry about that, Joel.
Yeah, it's okay. I tried
Like-
to hold it.
All right,
But I
the two
couldn't see
aliens. The two aliens are back here mating.
Better watch it, they're gonna fucking make some super baby that'll
We're gonna
start
go back
making
to the
world
pits
record
because my
laps.
Cars are toast.
How can your hard tires be toast?
If you go through that freaking long right-hander sideways from the hill,
Oh, Vert, this
Okay.
isn't actual
entire
race. This is just
side
us
should take you off.
testing and
I really didn't mean it.
getting setups and stuff figured out for tomorrow.
Ah, don't give me this bullshit. Just take me off.
I don't need to take you off, Joel. I just need to straighten and sail past you in this course. That's all I need to do.
By your time, isn't that right?
Alright. Let's try and put in a serious lap here.
Well, I did a nice thing and wait, and my date leaves me for the night.
I'm just trying to put in an actual lap here real quick, and
No, you.
as I say that, I'm looping around.
That looks good. Alright, Dracula, I guess we'll wait.
I hate that these cars don't have a goddamn clutch.
I know it, it's strange, but sometimes you need it.
What time is the race tomorrow? Tomorrow is going to be 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern.
Alright, he's back. A little bit of grass never hurt anybody.
There's no.
Oh, this is nuts.
Almost, goddammit. My tires were too dirty.
That's what you deserve for a dirty move.
The track ran out. You were 3 wide. I needed space.
So the grass is the best option?
Yes.
Morning? No, definitely not morning. No, it'll be 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
I came from rally racing. Is what I do.
halfway through the corners where you go down to third.
Yeah, that's what I did, pretty much.
It was a quick death. Alright, I am going to run for a minute. I've got to get something to drink, and I'll be sitting in the pits. I'll be back in just a minute.
Alright.
Alright, that didn't feel too bad. Basically 7/10 up, so 146.8. Still a ways off from where Joel is. Ooh, that could have been a lot worse. And that was worse. I'm gonna move the brakes up a little bit there, see if that helps with the ass end trying to come around. No, Maverick, nothing going on with the 506 tonight. I almost saved it. Hey, Crest.
I was on a 44 lap, god damn it.
Alright, dropping the ride height definitely made it feel better. Now I think it just needs to be fucking softened up a little bit. Oh, where's my coffee?
You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece.
Hey, there was... Where'd Bobby go?
He went to get some drink.
Oh, okay. Somebody just donated. Where the hell is my, I don't even have stream labels open. So, I don't know who that was. My apologies. 'Cause I can't see it when I'm in VR. But whoever just donated, thank you, very, very much. And this cocksucker is out here trying to do donuts. How dare you ruin my donuts?
I forgot.
Been listening to the stream at work? Oh, right on, man. Alright, so let's, you said you're running, what, 107s all the way around, Joel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, I'll go ahead and try that.
Yeah, you can try mine. I'm 107 all around and 3 in the front and 4 in the back.
Alright, I'm back. So...
Alright, so Bobby, we dropped the wheel rates down to 107, stiffened up the front and the rear a little bit.
Okay.
So,
So
front ARB's at 3, rear's at 4, 107 wheel rate all the way around.
Okay, and ride height?
I'm sitting at 2 up front and 4 in the rear still, so. I mean,
Well,
it felt all right.
All right, and ARB in the front's 3, and ARB in the back is at 1?
Yeah, no, ARB in the rear is at 4. Up
4,
from 1.
Okay. All right.
Alright, so that was a
ride
146.8.
height like that.
Yeah, I think the rear could come back up.
Okay. Let me, right now I can't adjust anything.
I had my ride height at 4, so I'm gonna bump it up to 8. Actually, I'm going to refresh my coffee real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright guys, give me just a minute. I'm gonna go grab a fresh cup of coffee, and I will be right back.
Yeah, guys, if you get a chance, do the VR thing. I can't believe how much it helps.
Yeah, I know. It's I've tried it once, and you know that was I only needed to try it once to know how good it was. So.
Yeah. See, I haven't even dark that setup that we had yesterday.
Yeah.
I haven't even put it in, and I'm running times as fast as what I was running yesterday. And the only thing that's changed is I'm using this VR.
Yeah, it's nuts, is it? I mean, like it's.
I ran a 46.2 yesterday, and you know, today we haven't really done anything to the car per se, and it's at a 46.5. I still have my concerns. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll ever. You know, not until the science is out for sure. But
Yeah.
you know, to use it every now and then, even if I had it, I would probably spend a lot of my time using just my regular screen, because I really don't like having something this close to my eyes. You know, I can't imagine being blind.
Well, I think, you know, I mean, something I was actually thinking about myself a couple of months ago was that you could always, you know, if you're disciplined about it and you say, you know, okay, I'm only going to use it, say, an hour at a time or an hour and a half at a time. So say if there's a race or something, you know, some night or whatever, so you might say, I'll hop on, you know, half an hour or an hour before, like if you need to, if you really need to, if you haven't done any practice before, you know, so that way, you know, but be disciplined about it and say, okay, I did a bit of practice, I did my race, now I got to stop using it for maybe the rest of the night, you know, perhaps, or at least take a few hours break, you know.
Yeah.
So that way, you know, if you do it in short bursts, and I know there's some guys, you know, not playing a Assetto Corsa or anything like that, but playing. There's a really popular space explorer, sort of space / fight, you know, sort of space fighter kind of game called Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of guys who play that, you know, like it's meant to be really, really cool in VR as well. And, you know, people would sit there, you know, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time, you know. And I just think to myself, yeah, that's a bit much, you know.
That's a lot.
All right,
But
we are
Rocky
back.
was saying, like, because he ran when we practiced as, like, when we did
And
that,
I got fresh coffee
and
and a
Atlanta
cigarette.
race, when he was a lot of
New followers, streams are nothing but entertaining. Well, right on. Glad you enjoy them. Normally I don't stream. Normally I don't stream this stuff. I just stream the actual race day. But I've had some questions lately as far as how we get our setups and what we do for practice and shit like that. So figured, fuck it, I'd go ahead and stream it because we're racing these cars here tomorrow. So all of us kind of usually get together and put in some practice for it, you know.
When you have one of these on, I'm telling you, it'll make you give your firstborn up. Because and especially when you're running like I had the AI, I was running behind them.
All right.
And it's
get my
just
gloves back
so
on here.
Real looking. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and generally in the practice, I mean, we don't.
It would definitely.
We don't take it nearly as serious as the race. You know, as you've seen, we were all kind of, you know, running into each other and, you know, driving like maniacs and shit. And that's really where we have the fun. You know, the races, yeah, the races are fun and stuff, but it's a lot. We take those a lot more serious. Even though we still laugh and joke and stuff during the race, at least when we're doing the US races, when we're doing the EU races, we don't tend to talk as much because those races are a lot more serious. Those guys are a lot faster. But for us, these days before the races, when we practice, you know, that's when we really have fun. Because that's, you know, like normally it's like today when we were setting up this, it was just me and Bobby, you know, said, hey, let's start putting in our practice for tomorrow. And then we had, you know, we end up having Joel and Tariq show up and stuff, and those guys are incredibly fast. And this is when we have the most fun, is when we just get to hang out, turn some laps and bullshit, you know.
Is it the Microsoft Flight Sim X?
You just watch NASCAR and the drama got too much. Yeah. I personally hate watching NASCAR, at least on TV. I mean, like in person, it's cool. I really like racing it. Oval racing is incredibly fun, but it's boring as fuck to watch.
Pick one, I would just say, kill me now.
Yeah,
they're both a lot of fun. I mean.
What
it would take to play with you guys in Assetto? I mean, all you need is Assetto and the DLCs, and you need to be a premium member of Race Department, which is only, I think, $7 for the year, which is insanely cheap for what it offers. Because we do almost daily races for Assetto Corsa, and then all the other sims as well, and then there's leagues and stuff like that.
Alright, I guess if he's going out. Are your tires warm?
Y'all motherfuckers just can't let me enjoy a full cigarette, can you?
Well, we were sitting there talking. I'll come back to the pits and talk.
I was talking to the stream while I'm sitting here smoking a cigarette.
Not talking to us.
Yeah, $7 a year is insanely cheap. Like, and you know, we've had discussions about increasing the price. Like, I've told the guy that runs Race Department, because I'm a staff member at Race Department. I've told him, like, you need to increase that price for premium membership for the amount of stuff that we offer as far as bringing guys together for the club races and the leagues and stuff like that. $7 a year is way too cheap. Race Department is essentially a website, or really a bunch of forums that organizes all of this, that has the servers to do the races on and all of that, as well as they host all the mods and stuff like that. Like, a lot of times you'll see us use like mod cars and tracks and stuff. That's all hosted from Race Department. Alright. I guess I can smoke my cigarette and kind of turn some non-serious laps here. Yeah, and they also cover all motorsports. Paul Jeffrey, one of our staff members, the guy's a great writer, and he'll write like pretty professional fucking news articles about what's going on in motorsports, and you know, he's done some interviews and stuff like that, and gone to actual events, and that's one of the things that you know, we want to happen more next this year now is race department going to more actual motorsports events, like, you know, like Spa and Le Mans and stuff like that, and doing interviews and, you know, just cool shit like that, doing meetups and everything.
Yeah. Thanks. See what I mean about my braking? That's at 69%.
Well, it's still kind of sliding around.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, I've always loved racing games, but I never really started taking them very seriously until I got into Race Department, and Soto was actually the one that introduced me to Race Department, because he found out that I had a wheel and had bought a Seto Corsa. And he was like, "Hey man, you should check out Race Department and, you know, see what they got going on over there and race with the guys."
You know, make it more neutral at the front. Make it, you know, a bit.
And I mean, I love it, especially, you know, now that I have VR. I've spent more time driving than playing any other game, hands down.
And I was working on the setup for that. And if you go anywhere like hard on the brakes with that car in some of the corners, the back end just snaps around. So you have to be like really gentle with your braking in a lot of the corners.
Well, flat out, I mean, honestly, you know, obviously I'm going to be biased because I'm a staff member at Race Department, but you know, I can't say that, you know, well, I've been in other, you know, racing communities, and I know Race Department's the best, because I haven't. I've only ever been with Race Department. But, I mean, any of you guys that have watched my streams that know me half-assed decently know that, you know, I tend to be, how would you say, I tend to be pretty critical of things, especially small things. So for me to be in a community besides the 506, you know, it says a lot as far as their ability to organize things and run things. And, you know, I did make, you know, things changed a little bit when I became a staff member, because I can't help myself. And so I kind of took the reins of some things and made some changes. Which everybody said the changes have been for the better. So, you know, long short, obviously I recommend Race Department, but, you know, I can't tell you it's the de facto race group or race community to go to, because I don't know. I only have my experience with Race Department to go on. A lot of push there. Gray, my entire setup as far as my rig and what all I have is, or actually it might not be in the description for YouTube. As far as my wheel, I have the Thrustmaster TSPC Pro, I think it is, which is like a I think it's like $400. Or something like that. And then my pedals are the Fanatec CSL Elite load cell pedals. And then I have a as far as a shifter, when I do need to use a shifter, when I'm not using a paddle shifted car. I have the
Jeremy,
Thrustmaster
Yeah, your
TH8A shifter.
They're running too hard on the left side.
well, we tend to drive
And then
the
my
car instead of trying to crash.
VR is Oculus Rift.
At least that's what Jeremy and I are trying to accomplish here, is we're trying to get it where it's drivable. All right, Jeremy, where are you at?
I'm going through the long sweeper. I was just taking it easy, finishing my cigarette and bullshitting with the stream, talking about race department, because a couple of guys were asking about it.
Yeah. Best money I've ever spent as far as sim racing. Hang on, Tarek, I'll go out there with
Drifto!
you. You want to lead?
Oh yeah, much more than an Xbox controller. But I mean, you can play this with a controller. We actually have a guy that races with a controller.
Yes,
Bobby,
you will.
Bobby, do you know if Stefan still runs with a controller?
Huh?
Do you know if Stefan still uses a controller?
He
I
does.
think he does, yeah.
The man with the happiest wife in the world.
Yeah. Either one broke Twitch. Yeah, I can read what you're typing. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, though.
Turn down on you that much.
Kind of was weaving around. Kind of seemed to me like you were weaving like left to right.
I've got a ping of 115, so it shouldn't be that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, you know, because like iRacing, that's kind of the go-to simulator as far as online racing, because they've cornered the market, honestly, when it comes to just good online racing. And I played iRacing for, I don't know, I think it was 2 months or something, and I enjoyed it. Like, I really loved the racing. I'm not a fan of the fucking having to pay for all the content separately and having to pay a subscription. It kills me, especially considering how much content they have. And like,
And
you know,
the sad thing
I
about
like
it,
driving
it's
tin
not
tops. I like driving GT cars. And to buy all of that content they have and all the tracks that they run on, it's like, no, I'm not gonna drop that much money. I'm sorry. Couldn't type for a few minutes. Nice.
Shit, that was.
I need to move my brakes back.
Yeah, I thought if he's gonna stick his nose in there, he's gonna get it bit.
My damn wheel is moving around on me now. I need to
Like, back
fix my
out,
clamp here.
The brake weren't
That's all
powerful
right.
enough.
Thought something didn't feel right. Guy looks pretty strange. What guy? Unless you're talking about me, in which case I would agree. Damn wheel was trying to move around my desk on me.
All right, what else are we gonna do for?
I honestly haven't put in a decent lap here because I've been talking to the fucking stream the entire time. Yeah, exactly, Star, and that's, you know, I love,
Well,
like I said, I love
hanging
GT
out.
cars, so I would want to, you know, really get into it. Oh yeah,
I
Vert.
do
I
not
mean,
know
that's
why this
that's what I
mouse won't
have.
wig
My
out.
chair. I can't remember the fucking name of it off the top of my head. I think it's the Nitro series.
But it is
But that's, you know, basically what it is a racing style chair.
about to piss me off.
I was reading chat while in VR with the Oculus
All right.
overlay.
So,
All right, I'm gonna go out here and try and put in an actual decent couple of laps.
all right.
Suggestions on a decent chair? I mean, I like my chair, but, you know, really it depends on how much money you want to spend, what style of chair you want, and all of that. Me personally, I really like high-backed chairs that are kind of more straight upward sitting because my back is so bad. My YouTube is the same as my Twitch. Yeah, that's, my chair is leather. I'm not a fan of cloth office chairs. They get worn out and frayed and all of that. God damn traction control. In here trying to adjust my goddamn traction control instead of paying attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, Foster, like I said, I like my chair. It's something Nitro series. I can't remember the exact name of it. It was like 250 bucks. It wasn't too bad price-wise. But it's kind of that racing style of chair, a little more straight-backed. Any flight sims? No, I don't do any flight sims just because I don't have the gear for it, the hardware. I don't have a flight stick or anything like that. And that's why I don't want to get into any flight sims, because I know if I get into like DCS or something like that, I'm going to want to, you know, get a flight stick, and I'm one of those people that I can't half-ass things too much when it comes to hardware. So I know I would end up eventually going and buying a Warthog and, you know, dropping like 500 bucks on a flight stick right now. It just isn't really in my cards, if you will. Well, thank you, Maverick. I appreciate it. I actually just last night finally hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which was pretty cool. Which means I now have the sponsor thing or whatever on YouTube, which is whatever is what it is. I don't really ever expect to make money from YouTube. Donations and Twitch subscriptions are honestly the only way that I make money. I can't make money off of YouTube because of the type of content that I do.
fun because it just hops all over the place.
Yes, it does.
Alright, that lap felt pretty good. Alright, so we're still on the 146.8s.
Yeah, Joey.
Woo! Turned in too early
No,
there.
now that I loosen the straps up on this thing, I'm on here with Jeremy. He and my buddy that has it, that's abusing his car right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway, Joey, no. It's
Well, a little bit of both, Maverick, because I mean, I don't really, like, I get maybe a couple hundred views on a video over its lifetime, and I don't get, you know, much, if any, ad revenue on that. Like, you know, I talked about it on one of my previous podcasts. In the like 2 years, or a little over 2 years that I've had my YouTube account, it's made me just over $10, and I don't actually get that money because YouTube doesn't pay you out until you make your first $100.
Jeremy, I see what you're saying about following close behind people.
So it's one of those where I'm not ever expecting to make money off of YouTube.
I'm not as good at that as you are.
Ooh. Well, actually, I don't even need rudder pedals because I have my my pedals for racing. You can use them as rudder pedals. That's what Soto does. How does what work? I'm getting horrible understeer under braking. Like, I can't turn in.
Alright, go back to the pits. You want to skate back?
Yeah.
I can tell you
Fix
why.
my broken shit.
I can tell you why. Alright. So, what's your front ride height at?
Front's at 2.
Raise it 1.
Alright.
Okay. Since you raised it 1, raise your rear end 1.
Want me to put my ass up in the air?
But you love doing it.
Good point.
If you were a woman, I'd say you have a slot machine, an ATM. So anyway, so that kind of that keeps the same rake angle.
I'm not understanding what you mean, Maverick, as far as how does Twitch work.
And,
like, how does Twitch make me money? Is that what you're asking?
When you go out and you brake, it should be, you got more suspension there, so what's going to happen is you're not going to understeer under braking. So we might have to come in and click it one more because, you know, we're gradually sneaking up on this thing. We've got our setups, of course, that we want to use, but anyway, so try that. That's all you needed to do. You want to follow, you want to lead?
Yeah, I'll follow you.
I think I'm off. I need to get something to eat.
Oh, you're gonna miss the 98Ts?
Yeah, I will, but I haven't eaten after I got out of work. So.
Alright, we enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, same.
And thanks for doing that for the GT86.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you probably need a good set of pedals.
Follow me.
Well, I hope you are.
But yeah, maybe see you then.
All right, man. See ya.
Bye, guys.
See you, Joe.
Well, as far as like Twitch to make money, the bulk of my money comes from donations, and it always will. You know, and believe me, it's a weird feeling for me as someone who's worked my entire life to basically rely on the generosity of others to make my money now. It's a very weird feeling that I'm not really a fan of. But that's just kind of, that's how it works in this job, if you will. So the bulk comes from donations. Now, once the affiliate program was introduced, then I was able to get money from subscriptions. Now, subscriptions, you know, there's 3 different tiers, but no matter which tier, you only get half of what they subscribe for. You know, so say you subscribe to me for $4.99, essentially $5, then I get $2.50 of that. Twitch gets the other $2.50. Now, I don't see any of that money until I get essentially $100 sitting in like the Twitch bank. And once I have that $100 sitting in there, then 60 days after the end of the month in which I get that $100, then Twitch will pay me out that money. So even, you know, the subscriptions, you're not making a ton of money off of subscriptions unless you have, you know, a lot of subscribers. So that's why, you know, the bulk of my income still comes from donations. So, like I said, it's a very weird feeling that I don't really like, but this is what I like doing. So it's just, you know, I gotta deal with it. Yeah, exactly, Assault. You get the free one with Twitch Prime. Who in the hell is blowing their nose?
Yeah, that's my nephew.
Oh, I don't care. I was just like, alright, fucking Snuffleupagus, Jesus. I think it's clear. But yeah, that definitely helped. Like, I was 3/10 faster and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, so that was definitely better.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you want the car, of course, to be low, but if you get it too low and don't have any suspension, then it doesn't matter how good your suspension is if you can't use it. And Tark, I found something interesting the other night.
I mean, you know, they could have, yeah, you know, done 75-25, but just the fact that they opened up subscriptions to non-partnered was a big deal, you know, because if they hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have subs at all, because I'm not partnered with Twitch. So, you know, that was a very smart move to get more people to stream on Twitch. And on top of that, they're making a fuck ton more money, because now they have hundreds of thousands of people that they're getting that $2.50 from, rather than just their partners.
That area of it. So,
well, yeah, I mean, well, I remember, like, for Laguna Seca.
I might be Maverick, I'm not sure, because I got food that's going to be showing up here soon, so I probably won't be on too much longer.
And then I was thinking, okay, well, now, like, I was running.
But I do need a
at
damn
one point I was running
cigarette,
65
so give me just a second here, guys.
75 at the rear.
Right.
So I really had to like clip down on the travel range to prevent bottoming out. But even then, it wasn't helping enough.
Yeah.
But it's sort of. I mean, I remember reading something in passing, you know, about should you limit the travel range or not and everything. And I remember reading a really detailed post. I can't remember where it was, but they were saying that with the GT3 cars, it's actually better to have a higher travel range than a lower one. They drive better with more travel range. So.
All right. Well, actually,
on
it
that
looks like
basis,
my food is here now.
starting to say, okay,
So
well,
I'm gonna have
I'll
to call
raise
it
the
here
car
for a while,
I'm gonna
guys.
take a little bit of travel out
I am gonna come
instead
back
of
later,
lowering it a lot
and we'll
and
be
taking a
doing
lot
some
of
more
travel out,
Assetto
you know
Corsa.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Hopefully you guys will be able to
you know,
join
since
me
I
again
came
for
to
that,
Race
but
Department, the
I
very
am fucking
first thing that
starving,
the guys
so
told me
I
when I
need to
raced
eat.
in the European race with the
Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I
what
definitely
is it, the
really like this, being able to hang out and just bullshit with you guys while
2017
driving
Cup
around.
cars.
So come back
You know, they
in
were
a couple
all
hours,
slamming on me,
and we'll do it
and
some
I
more.
could not drive a
And
car
I will
like
see you
that.
guys
It was
later.
it was just too pissed off because it didn't have any travel at all, and I didn't